Splitting Hairs Podcast. Welcome to the Splitting Hairs Podcast. We got another Friday Night Football edition to bring you live. Fellas, what's up?
Ready to watch the boys get back to work?
Absolutely. It's been about a week too long. Obviously, it's gonna be good to see them get back to work. See what they might have ironed out a little bit over the week off.
Yeah, I wonder how their improvement week was. I wonder how much it differs from Jimmy's.
That's a good point. Yeah, I wonder what they're diving into or what they already worked on. Maybe got back to more fundamentals. Who knows? But Scotty, are you going to the game this weekend?
Yeah, we're going up there. I got to go to Spirit Lake for some youth flag football though first, so no tailgating for me. Hopefully, we get into town before kickoff, but we'll be there. So we'll have to see how it looks live.
Love it. Love it. Scotty's been cooking on the old articles, by the way, on the blog at Substack. Go check it out. A lot of cool insights on the way the program can continue to evolve the game day experience and some cool stuff there. He's also been cooking on the text thread, I must say.
I'm just glad we have someone pretty intellectual among the group. Kyle had
so.
got the two beef heads, and he's like, I need someone else that's smart to talk to.
Yeah, we need Scotty to keep us on track here. But before we dive into all the goods, just want to shout out our sponsor. Our title sponsor, again, for back-to-back years is the Wild Hair of Brookings, South Dakota. They're running happy hour every day, 3 to 7, all-day happy hours on Sundays and Tuesdays. $3 Wild Islands on Thursdays. Fireball Friday, that's 2-day. Shots are $3. $1 tequila shots today only on Friday. $4 double wells Wednesdays and Fridays. That is today. Game day specials on Saturday are $10 buckets of domestics and $22 buckets of seltzers only during the Jacks games. They also show Jacks football and basketball games of each squad when they play. But make sure you get out to the Dana this Saturday, pack that thing. I think it's another sellout. So for those of you who couldn't get in, make sure you get to the Wild Hair and be responsibly wild as always. Gentlemen, Mercyhurst is a new foe. It's a unique brand that's running in here, coming up from D2, similar to us back in the day. We have like opponents on film. We got Montana State. We also have Sacramento State. They play a tough schedule this year. Reminds me a lot of Stack when you played Utah Tech back in 2021. They had a gauntlet to go through. They had Montana. They had us. I believe they had an FBS opponent on their schedule as well, trying to get that money so they could get fully funded. But what are our initial impressions or thoughts going into a game like an opponent against Mercyhurst?
I think we couldn't have had a better week coming off of our improvement week, right? Like another game where I don't think that this is like an awful team by any means, but like a team where you should win handedly. And like, I want to see that, right? Where we didn't see that out of Drake, where like we had drives that didn't go well. They drove the field on us a little bit. Like now's where I'm kind of expecting like this is what midseason form should look like, right? Like this should be the Jackrabbits we're going to see throughout the rest of the year, right? So like I want to see O-line for sure, shirt up in the middle. I think defensively, if we could just play like how we have been playing. But I think like you couldn't have a better week to have Mercyhurst, I feel like, just to kind of springboard yourself for the rest of the year and in the conference play.
For sure. Yeah, it really seems like, considering how they're playing our like opponents, it seems like they might be a very similar squad to that Drake team we played 2 weeks ago. And like Stack, like you said, we should win this handily. We take care of business. That's what should happen. So I think we maybe left a little bit on the table against Drake. So we get some stuff ironed out like we wanted to. It really should look like a lot better played game than it was against Drake.
Yeah, I was just going to say it's the last true shot of getting the young guys game reps.
Right.
So just if you're a senior, you want to go out there and play as hard as you can so those young guys can get those reps. I mean, it's all about development. I'm sure Coach Jackson did a great job of getting those guys reps this past week, but it's a little different whenever you play under the lights.
Mm-hmm.
So
Definitely. Yeah, and as far as putting together a product this year, obviously we've been up and down, right? I would say. I think that's fair to say. I don't think that's a stretch. I will say that when you look at how we played against Montana State, obviously that's a fast-flowing defense. We still didn't really know who's going to emerge as the RB2. Loftridge got a ton of touches in that game, really relied a lot more on Chase to make a play with his arms and with his arm and his legs. And, obviously we came out on top and were able to gut that out. I think you see a big adrenaline dump typically coming off big games the following week, like we saw against Drake. But fellas, you've been in the fire more recently. Speak a little bit to that and what it's like coming off an emotional win.
I don't know. Brian, I think, could probably speak to this a little bit less because the squads Brian was on really took care of business most of the time. But I'd say that was one of the biggest faults from the squads I was on. Right, you'd beat North Dakota State, and then you'd go drop one to UNI or go drop one to Youngstown. And I think that. Yes, it's an emotional high after that, but you get a lot of dudes thinking all right, we took care of business. We did what we had to do. Now the rest of the season is just going to play out for itself. And that's not how it works, especially in the Missouri Valley, right? Or, especially with usually the teams that we play, you don't get to take a week off, right? Just because you beat North Dakota State, now UNI is looking at you how you were looking at North Dakota State, right? And now they're trying to catch you slipping. So I just feel this squad, at least emotionally, seems they've done a really good job of staying present. You know what I mean? So talk about my emotions, man. Y'all want to hear that? That'll get me canceled. If I told you how I really feel. But,
talk about your emotions in Steve Irwin's voice for the people.
My Australian impression. Some of my homies know about this. All right, should I talk about the Jacks here? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Quentin Christensen holding it up on tackle, and then you have Chase Mason, one of the most athletic quarterbacks I've ever seen. Now, if you look over there right there, you can see him throw a ball 80 yards flat-footed.
Hey, props for letting that all show right there. I think it was a cross between a broke Jack Sparrow or some pirate and Steve Irwin. So you give you credit.
A little more English there, but that's all right.
Yeah, on the
spot.
I
got a little English at the end, but across the pond, they're all the same to me. Is that racist?
Right.
Amen.
Pond, right?
Amen. The British mind could never comprehend American football. Actually, they love American football out there. They're starting to turn a corner. Yep. We love.
We got Mason over in Mason over in Ireland right now.
Yeah,
playing the game. Our Jacks overseas.
Playing the Vikes, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Right. We'll see how that one goes. I don't know.
I might sacrifice my fandom for that one. Pull for Mason and old A-Rod. But yeah, so in terms of big emotional dumps coming off of big games, I think it's inevitable just when you're looking at the demographic of 18 to 22-year-olds. It's hard to come back and bounce back right after you experience a big high like that. Sorry, Scotty. And I think one of the things is stylistically, we were coming up against a Drake team that obviously wanted to, dink and dunk the ball, but they were really creative. I really like what they did offensively. I have no doubts that Coach Bergey's going to get it shored up and take care of some of the blown assignments or errors we made on the defensive side of the ball in the secondary specifically. But, Mercyhurst is a team that's a lot different, and stylistically, I like the approach. What they try to do is possess the ball and keep it away from the other team's offense, which I think allows them to shorten the game for them on defense and not have to get into a shootout and things like that. So it'll be interesting to see how the complexion of the game plays out. For those of you who watch our content, I continue to urge you to check out our bits that we provide. The bits, Brian did a great job of highlighting some of the things he's looking forward to. So Brian, do you want to highlight some of the things you talked about this week and what you're looking forward to moving forward?
Yeah, honestly, I think, if we go off of just the impressions so far this year, Chase, crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it's been awesome to see him play. Honestly, just coming in my first year at SDSU, tore his ACL in fall camp or spring actually, and then didn't really get to see any game action. And then to watch him, how he's progressed to over just being the running guy to actually making some really good throws. It's kind of been cool to see. But what I'm looking forward to most this game is just getting after the QB, D-line, improving again, just because we were talking in the text thread, 16 games straight of 200-plus yards straight. That's a crazy stat. Even whenever you play Sac State, you played Montana State, like those games are included. So he's proved he's done it against FCS time and time again. So can we hold it up? I don't know. It'd be cool to see.
16 games straight of 200 yards through the air.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. That's a good stat pull. Scotty, quick question for you. You have experienced the atmosphere at South Dakota State the longest, probably.
Mhm.
When we're coming off of games like Drake, or we got a team that like Mercyhurst that necessarily isn't a massive draw, how do the fans do a good job of staying engaged? What have you seen historically? Has it been good? Have they stayed engaged? Have they stayed live when they needed to be? What's that look like?
It seems like right away, as soon as the away team has the ball, we're pretty engaged. But if we get up, a couple of scores, then there's maybe a little bit of a lull. And with this Mercyhurst team, that what's his name, Urena, like we were just saying, he's pretty stout. He's a little guy, but he seems like he stays safe most of the time, reads his blocks, and he's a little bit of a little elusive. So if we don't, as a fan base, kind of make it a little tough for him, they could. He seems like the type that could stay calm enough in the pocket and make some plays. Considering what he looked like against Montana State, I was just watching that game before we hopped on here, and that crowd didn't seem terribly engaged until they were marching into Montana State territory. So as a fan base, we need to get on them often and early and stay on top of it. I think right away with a week off, we'll probably be pretty into it right away. We'll just have to see how it goes once we get maybe a couple scores in. It'll be a nice day, and people with a week off don't want to get after it. So I'm optimistic.
I agree. I got to agree with Kevin on this too. Improvement week always sounds super corny to me. I'm all for neuro-linguistic programming and not treating a bye week like you're just sitting on your hands, but it is kind of corny. But
Are you calling John Stiegelmeier a commie?
Communist.
Literally, Coach Stig had the most hilarious take on like option football and the wing T too, though, which makes Kevin's comment so ironic because he called it communist football. And he doesn't like that's actually probably why Kevin probably doesn't like him for that if he's ever heard that comment. He's like, because Kevin loves the wing T. He loves that. And to his credit, he's correct. You guys go check out FCS Fans Nation, or FCS Nation rather. Definitely not Fans Nation. FCS Nation Radio. They have they have a lot of awesome takes, and obviously we love Stoney on that program as well. But when you look at teams like the Citadel, teams in the SoCon, your Kennesaw States of years past when they were in the FCS, to outdo a lot of skill gaps that you might have against like Missouri Valley competition or even FBS competition that's so saturated down in Brian's neck of the woods, you almost have to run that triple option offense to keep them disciplined and to try to catch teams off guard. So, but I would agree with John Stiegelmeier. Nothing more communist than sharing the ball with everybody.
I do love that. That is literally like I am stealing that from now on. Like gap scheme obviously is biblically accurate football, right? You got communist football.
Yes. Yes. Amen to that, brother. That's great. But yeah, Scott, I couldn't agree more. I think like our fan base continues to get more and more engaged in the right way. And to Cody's point here on the pod, he was saying another sellout against a team like this is awesome. Couldn't agree more. Just the crowd continues to show up. And Brian and Stack, speak to what that's like. On big third downs, you guys were playing Montana State. Stack, big games you've played. What's it like when the crowd's rocking at Dana?
Montana State, my senior year, one of the loudest football games I've ever played in. I'm talking about nobody knew what the defense was communicating. You know, Adam Box, already a quiet person, I hearing his ass for nothing. Especially because we used to do a lot of like moving on the D line, and we would call it out ourselves. There were sometimes boys weren't shifted at the right time, maybe a little flag by the refs. It's all good, but great environment.
That was awesome. That South End, the student section, that game was absolutely freaking bananas. We were there too, and it was. I couldn't speak for another week after that. My coworkers are like, "Are you okay? Are you getting sick?" I was like, "No, I just yelled a little too loud at the SDSU game." So.
There were definitely some minors given out there.
Oh yeah,
dude, but that's a great point because
like you talk.
Real quick, stack to that Montana State game, that south end zone, they were either coming out or going in to that side most of the game for pivotal drives. So seeing like the NCAA had their FCS media group out there and they were taking some shots of field level, dude, it was that legitimately even coming through the TV telecast. It was incredible. I had never heard it that loud. So we just need more of that.
It was that Stan Beckton shared a tweet. I have it saved in my bookmarks on Twitter or X, and every once in a while I'll just retweet it because it was so awesome. Like, I was standing right next to Dan when that happened, and that was probably the most fun I've ever had at a football game.
And we were wearing black, just for the record.
That was blackout.
Like, bro, you literally look like. As a fan, there's nothing more you can want than that. Like truly affecting a game, especially a big game like that with playoff implications. Like, bro, you're like when the Seahawks say like that whole 12th man thing, like that's lame, but like that's truthfully what that was in that moment. You know what I'm saying? You want home field advantage. Like this is what our home field advantage looks like. Game on the line, you're not going to be able to hear a thing.
Right.
You know well, and the speaker, I'm like,
go ahead.
I gotta say, our fans have just come a really long way from like. I remember like back when I was playing like, you know, games like Drake or sometimes like that, like you wouldn't get like a sellout crowd for that. And like, we just knew that. Yeah. You'd run out the tunnel and you're like, okay, like this whole part's empty. Like I get it. But like now, you know, these players like, and especially with like how the landscape of like college football is now, like these guys are going to want those big time feelings, right? Like how every game feels like a big game because like they're getting poached to go play in front of, you know, a few more tens of thousands of people. You know what I'm saying? So as a fan, if you give them that experience every single week, week in, week out, like you can keep dudes here because they'll love it here. Yeah. So, and our fans have been doing their job so far.
Yeah. You know what's the closest part of the season to the transfer portal is the playoffs.
Yeah.
So if the fans can show up in the playoffs like they do the regular season,
right?
Oh, I mean, I don't see many people leaving. So
no, we just need student buy-in, which honestly it has been the past couple of years. Student buy-in's been really good because that's a tough time, right? Right after Thanksgiving, holiday season, finals, all that. I get it, but if we want to turn up and be a truly rabid fan base, like the SEC says it, right? Just means more. We got to make it mean more up where we are, and so far they have. So I'm looking forward to what it looks like this year, moving on throughout the rest of the season. This is a crazy anecdote here from Kevin as well. For that night, for it to be as loud as Montana, that's pretty crazy because, I mean, we all know the legacy that they have. I think he's talking about Washington Grizzly, if I'm not mistaken, and that stadium rocks, and also at Bozeman. So we're up in that echelon now. I think one of the coolest things I ever got to witness was going to the College Game Day border battle game in 19 and seeing 3 false starts on a drive and how loud it was. And I was sitting on the side sprinkled in with some Bison fans too. And it was just deafening. And it was cool because I could see the whole facade of the Dana J suites and club level, and everybody was just roaring. It was really cool to see because obviously football tradition and legacy is really just being built now and continues to be built at South Dakota State in contrast with the past. So pretty cool to see.
Yeah, that 19 game was nuts. You could feel it in your legs. People were so loud.
And then the flyover too. Whew.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
felt like being a Patriot that day.
Exactly. It's kind of crazy that yeah, some fans don't like the cold, but I mean honestly, it's such a huge home field advantage that we do have an outdoor stadium at that time of year. I mean, you guys can speak to it. I was talking to some folks in Montana. It doesn't even get that cold. You guys were saying the Montana State players in the playoffs games were telling you that.
Oh yeah, the center from the 22 year. It'll never get this cold. Shut up and what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Shut up.
That's when you know you got them. That's when you know you got them.
Mhm.
But man, what are some keys to clean up, you think, from the offensive side of the ball moving forward? We talked a little bit about Chase. Anything else we're keying on?
I mean, honestly, just tight end play maybe a little bit. I think Drayton does a great job, sitting in the zone well. I mean, just being where you're supposed to be. Really just want to see someone be physical in the blocking game. I think we might get Alpers back this week, so that'll be exciting to see. I don't know. He didn't play against Drake, did he? Dave?
I don't believe so.
I didn't see a number 4 out there if I'm mistaken.
But
yeah,
that'll be exciting to get back.
Yeah. I want to see us execute a bit more crisply, obviously on third down. We're bottoms of the nation in that metric, and that's not going to get it done. And I think a little bit of that is a function of understanding the identity, Coach E getting comfortable and in rhythm more too on what we want to call on third down situations. If memory serves, a lot of times we're not too far behind the sticks. I mean, sometimes we are a little behind the sticks in third and mediums, but still, I mean, that's enough. We're skilled enough against the opponents we played. I would say outside of Montana State, we're pretty comparable to be able to pick those up, and we've got to execute better, right? Drake and Mercyhurst, no disrespect to them, they're not the caliber of Montana State's front seven. So want to see us pick that up. I want to see a second running back emerge, like Brian talked about in his bits this week, where we can lean on a number 2 as a number 1. Right? Corey Blair, I'm feeling it. I don't know if it's just my magic 8 ball over here or what, but I think he's going to emerge as the second guy. I just think his ceiling seems really high with natural ability, his want to when he touches the rock. I'm really excited to see what he does. And then Basinger's burst. So if we can lean on them a little bit more, spell Loffridge, and be more versatile in terms of who gets touches, of course, through biblical offense, not communist offense, then I'll be excited.
Yeah, and I just think that Blair, like, you
just a little nod.
I think that Blair could open up our offense so much because, like, now, this also categorically kind of falls within biblical football too. Like with mid zone, I feel like a guy that could really stick his foot in the dirt and then get us going the other way. Like that's just such a curveball, and it just sucks for defenses to have to play against that, especially like disciplined defenses where everyone's in their right gap, and like you just got a guy that's got that burst that can just say, all right, you guys fit this up well, all right, well, we're running this sideline. You know what I mean? So I just want to see what our offense starts to look like. We could throw in different kind of run schemes for our different backs.
And it looks different this year as opposed to years past. Let's say a team wants to just run a gap scheme D, maybe they want to mix in bear and they want to try to shut down any type of zone run and like load the box. Well, good luck, because Chase showed that he can put it anywhere, right? So then it's just incumbent upon the O-line to obviously figure out their protection, make the right calls, and Chase is throwing off of whatever guy's coming. So I'm excited to see what that could look like as well.
Honestly, it's kind of interesting to see too, because it's almost like we play really well against those good teams, then we kind of sink to the lower teams level a little bit. So it's like, I don't know, you don't want to be too comfortable there. You really want to just be consistent every game.
Agreed.
It's just like you see our low points and you're just like, I don't know. You just want to see better execution, like you said, especially on third down.
Right. And at some
back and forth about that all the time.
And at some point, we got to stop leaning on, they're trying to figure out their identity and like there's a bunch of new guys. At some point, it's still just playing football and going out there and having a sense of urgency, doing your job. I mean, the more the game changes, the more it stays the same as far as that goes, right? Just beasting your man, as Coach Rodgers used to always say in the locker room, beast your man and getting it done. So.
Well, I feel like a lot of it, like you said, is execution, especially on third down, which goes with how poor our percentage has been. because it just seems like the push really hasn't been there on third down yet. And that comes with maybe, playing down to your opponent a little bit, where they're getting a similar push against Montana State as they are against Drake. Well, I mean, if you have that a little bit of a letdown against a really good opponent, we've harped upon this forever, but if that happens, it's not going to be good, in late third, early fourth quarter if you're playing against a really good team and not really getting much of a push. So
or silly. Real quick, Scott. Like, to that point, that's an excellent thing to bring up. Is like silly drive killer, like lack of football awareness type things that aren't even necessarily third down, but they're still in third or fourth down situations. Like Chase not reaching the ball out and getting a bad spot on that fourth down that killed us. And we really should have asserted our will at that point and really gotten more separation.
Well, that's what I think. Yeah, just asserting our will. I mean, it comes with execution and the confidence to do that. But like you said, I mean, this is week 5 now, right? And so now we're to the point where let's get churning and let's just take care of business now so that, we just take care of things rather than, we look like shit in the third quarter against Mercyhurst, who is better than, everyone kind of assumed they were. But it really should be one of those games where we get some second and third team guys some reps. And if it's not in the third quarter, then you really don't want to be in that situation where you're still ironing out kinks.
Yes.
Going into conference play.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm curious about this for Stack and Brian on, historically we've been a team that on third down, we're just going to line up and beat you with our will, right? We're going to run right at you, mid-zone duo. We're going to get off and get out and get what we need to and keep the drive alive. What do you want to see from this team? Are they that? Are they going to be more multiple in their third down approach? What would you like to see?
I think that it's hard because when me and Brian were playing, you had 2-3 backs that could literally go in there whenever. So if we feel like ripping a mid zone, they could hit for 40 yards, Pierre's in there. Some games, look at I think Brian, it was your senior year when you guys played Villanova. It got to that point in the game where it was okay, y'all think it's sweet. Okay, we're gonna give Isaiah the ball and see how many times you can tackle this dude, right? Yeah. And right now, they really don't have and with a younger interior, it's and I'm not trying to give nobody an excuse, right? Because if you're out there, you got to play, right? Because we're going to war with you because that's all we got. You got to play like you're a dude. But right now, we're hurting for a number 2 back, and it cannot be Chase. You know what I'm saying? Because that dude's arm is too crazy. So I'm saying whoever it is.
If we're honest though, I love that. We can give that. I say screw it. Put the ball down. Third down. It's the Missouri Valley. We got you here for a reason. Mm-hmm. It's not that. I mean, like he says in 2022, that team, you didn't know really what was going to go on either. Yeah. But everybody did their job. They executed well. You don't have to be the most talented guy to play.
Yeah. So you guys bring up 2 contrasting points there. So I'm thinking on one hand, maybe we're not that. And on the other hand, maybe we're just not executing it and we need to continue to go to the well and try to iron that out.
I mean, I think the talent's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just saying we don't sometimes, and I'm not, again, right, we're being analysts here. This is the analyst hat I have on, right? Not just Homer hat. Yeah, bro, some of these runs aren't hitting in the right spot, truthfully. Yeah. If you watch, bro, some of those inside zones even they're just not they're not being like pressed front side enough. You know what I'm saying? So like he's getting
Dan
caught
did
from
bring that up. Coach Jackson did bring that up in his talk with John Gaskins about some of the things they worked on. He watched some film about the running back reads and making sure we're getting into our right steps and mesh points, and obviously making the right read based on what the offensive line is given as far as crease and tail looks and stuff like that.
Yeah, and like sometimes and I can't even hate, like sometimes interior O-line is getting good push, balls just not hitting the right spot. Mm-hmm. Right. So like instead of a 4-yard run, it's a 1.5 yards. You know what I'm saying? And like if they worked on that this week, like that could literally change how the entire run game looks.
Well, and that's the
that's
other
one thing I'm
thing.
excited to see.
That's the other great thing. I'm glad you brought that up. That's the other thing. It is hitting the right way with juice, and it's not necessarily with our next guys up. So I want to see them obviously continue to accrue reps so that they are getting opportunities to make those collegiate reads, because it's way different in the high school game where your skill gap, if you're playing at South Dakota State, was probably, significant compared to your opponent. And now, that levels out again when you're an underclassman getting your first reps. So, yeah, I'm with Gary here. I think Corey does have a big game in this one. He makes a good point. Could be a combo of rushing and receiving. I'm curious to see. We haven't really thrown the rock to our RBs this year, and that's kind of historically been a Coach EMO with the swing pass.
We ain't had to.
That's true.
Number one, the ball.
That's right. That's right. Get Lofton the ball. Another point that Brian brought up in his bits is Lofton he's a freak. I mean, I think he could do this at the FBS level too. That's by no means an endorsement for him to leave, but I think the proof is in the pudding with that one. Number one, when you wear number one, that's a bold statement, as Samuel L. Jackson would say, or as John Travolta would say from
he plays like an Illinois Jack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, gentlemen. Well, I want to walk through. We covered a lot of our offense. I want to walk through our defense a little bit here. What are we expecting from them this Saturday?
Suffocation.
No breathing. Suffocation.
Yeah, right. I need.
Right. I'm not going to sing Stacks the Performer.
I need. No, that ain't me. No, y'all got to see it, but I need Claiborne and I need Logan to go crazy. Like that's it. Like I just need them to have like a good quarter and a half, and then hopefully by then we've had it away. Then we can see who we got at depth, right? Obviously, Wolf's gonna play. I want to get him out of there too. Like our guys who are taking majority of the reps, like those top three, like they don't need to really be seeing action second half. You know what I'm saying? Because like they're gonna have to do a lot of the heavy lifting here once we hit conference play.
Right.
Have we seen much real quick, Brian, of the Sac State transfer, Mason Brossow? I think he played against
hurt, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he was hurt.
Yeah.
He's hurt. Okay.
I think he might be coming back.
Both of them are hurt, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I know Coleman is. Yeah.
I kind of want to see the Florida Jack. He's always posting on Twitter game day. I just want to see it.
Who we got?
Hey, Brian, like what you on, bro?
No, I'm serious though. Like I want to see. Oh, Cypher's coming back too. I think so. That'd be exciting to see.
Oh yeah.
Same class as Logan.
I mean, we've heard him.
I heard a lot of good things about him too.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Like, you can speak on that. I think you've heard more than anybody else.
I mean, that dude's what?
What?
No. My bad. I didn't know what he was talking about, so I was confused. But no, yeah, Jace. I mean, he's a big body to have in there though too. Like once you hit conference play, like dude's like 6'4". I mean, I've seen him. He looks like he's like 290, like not like a pudgy 290 either. Like, he's just a big dude. Like that'll be a good body to have in there when you're seeing those powers and counters and all that stuff you're about to encounter with like UNI and NDSU and USD. So I'm excited to see what our depth looks like there too. Yeah, he needs to get a lot of reps. That's a guy I want to see this game.
Exactly. And a lot, similarly to Max Balloon, right? Big body. We've seen what that's able to do in terms of taking up gaps, taking up space, preventing offensive lines from getting up to second level and laying on our backers. So yeah, it'll be interesting. He's on the depth chart. Hopefully we see him play. And then Bradley, you guys speak to Bradley?
That's your Florida kid, right?
High school film looks crazy. So
yeah,
went to a good school as well. So
yeah, no, it seems like he's got a lot of passion for South Dakota State too, and so you love to see guys succeed whose families really embrace the place. So we're excited for that. Hopefully, he gets to go off and etch some more reps underneath his name. What are we thinking about LBs? We want to see them play consistent. We want to see them get off the field and get some young guys in as well. Obviously, no disrespect to Mercyhurst, but we want to see what we got in our full roster.
For sure. I just want to see Van Til play the full game again. I don't know. I just love watching that kid play.
Yeah, he's fun. Colin's my favorite so far, the LB room. I mean, it's a close 1-2 between him and Ullman. I like the style of play Chase plays with the most. But in terms of just showing up on an impact, it's Cullen and Joe. Like you said in your bits also, if you can go 4 for 4, forcing turnovers, whew.
Wendy's.
Heat check him. Heat check him. Yeah, I didn't know what you meant for, and then it dawned on me. You're talking about Wendy's 4 for 4. Is there even a Wendy's in Brookings?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
now.
They came.
There's a Wendy's now? What the hell? Scott,
Shit,
we
I
missed
thought
the
it'd been
boat.
there for a while. Huh?
We missed the boat on that. That wasn't there in college.
Wasn't it? I thought there was one. I'm thinking of Arby's. Never mind. Yeah,
Yes,
I knew
yeah,
there
I
was
was-
one there, but I thought it was there for a while.
Yeah, dude, I was thinking of Arby's 5 for 5 beef and cheddar combos. I was
Well,
definitely
shit.
excited.
Maybe he can go
Bro,
5 for 5. That'd be all right.
5 for 5 would be good. Listen, we're not going to discriminate.
Brookings got a Wendy's now, bro.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So they got a Wendy's now. They're like the New York of the Midwest.
Yeah.
And we're all equal opportunity consumers on this pod. If it's like
Mhm.
if it's beef and it's fast food, we'll go get after it.
Right.
Love it. All right, so that's what we're feeling from our LB room. Any young guys we want to see emerge, or we rolling with the good 3?
Good there. I kind of want to see more out of Goring though too.
Yeah.
So
Well, I was just gonna say Goring from Sioux Falls.
Yes, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, again, it's like if we take care of business early, it'd be nice to get a bunch of those new guys in. And Gore, I think he's probably good enough to play even before we rotate younger guys in.
Yeah.
Because he's been there. He's been really productive too before he came to SDSU. But
And he got a fumble against Montana State. So, I mean, he's
yeah.
showing up in the stat sheet, making his presence known. Also, if you're a linebacker, you're going to rock the number 9, you better show up, Bobby Boucher style. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Right.
Yeah, I guess Dan is right. Wendy's replaced the Hardys. Shout out Wendy's. Shout out Dave from Wendy's. In the secondary, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do this week? We're gonna actually pick balls off that are easy and not like make the acrobatic difficult picks, or what are we gonna do here? We're gonna get them off the field, no
Man,
fly
these boys
zone.
trying to get on ESPN, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
hopefully
Well, they're
That's
gonna
smart.
have to have. Go ahead.
I was saying St. Juice hopes he gets more run just because that's a kid too. Battled through injuries, playing, showing up this year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been cool to see. Especially like whenever Stack, you can attest to this, is like whenever you're done and you're just like holding on just to that little bit left that you have of SCSU, like knowing guys that are still playing. Like just those young guys playing, it's kind of cool.
It is cool. It is cool. And he's got a great pedigree. Everybody probably knows his bro. We played against Stack. You played against his brother when he was at Minnesota, right? St. Juice?
Yeah.
In
That was
19.
19. I wanna say.
Stack doesn't know who's on defense on the team. That was
Yeah,
a
dude.
horrible
I was too worried about that giant Islander we had to play against.
Yeah.
That 400-pound
He's
guy.
in the league.
That's what I was thinking about.
He's in the
I was
league.
like, bro, like,
Fa'alele.
Falele, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Filet.
yeah, bro. It was like trying to move a Chevy Tahoe. I'm like, what y'all got going on up here, man?
Nah, they churn out some NFL talent at the U these days. Great point about St. Juice. Obviously, he's a playmaker. We saw what he did in big games against Montana State already this season. It's interesting because he's a lot smaller in frame than his brother, but he plays big. So hopefully he shows up big on Saturday. I would just like to see us play more in phase, tighter coverage. It looked like sometimes Drake was getting away from us a little bit, which was kind of surprising to me. Not necessarily on the corners, but on once they were getting into those zones, finding the space and sitting down, stuff like that.
Well, with this quarterback too, it looks like he can hit his spots pretty well. So, I mean, if there's some separation there, he'll probably hit the receivers in stride. So, I mean, they get a little bit tighter coverage than we did against Drake, then that should give the D line, if they're doing their job, get to the quarterback a little bit, collapse the pocket, don't blow it up. But if our secondary does what it's supposed to do, then I mean that bode well for everybody.
Yeah, one feeds off the other. I like it. Whether we get coverage sacks or whether we force the issue from the jump, I think it's imperative because he's a tiny little bugger. I think he's 5'9".
Yeah,
and so those can be tough if you get in his face. Like Logan's been great, obviously with his post arm, really getting extension on the O line so far this year. So if he can just break him and push him back into the face of the quarterback, that would be excellent. Making it easier on the secondary.
Yeah. Brian, you can speak to this too, bro. Like usually when you play teams that like where there's like a mismatch, like the biggest mismatch is always going to be in the trenches. Like it's like when it comes to like us, right? So like if that's your biggest mismatch, you have to dominate there, right? Like you absolutely have to. So like our D-line doesn't have a choice. You have to dominate this game, right? Or else it's going to start to look a little bit uglier. Offensive line, you must dominate this game. You know what I'm saying? So if we take care of business in the trenches, like we should be straight. That's how I feel. And that should be almost every game we play. Like that sounds cliche and like a coaching point, but
as a D line, you're doing your job when they start having to run tunnel screens or any halfback screen, and they're tired of the D line just, killing it. And so, I mean, that's what I want to see. I want to see Mercyhurst have to run a ton of screens. That would just make me happy. Just because Logan, big-headed ass, would have to be running. It's not like the sideline.
Yeah, no. Man, they're putting up yards through the air too. So they're going to either be forced into having to put the ball in the air, or they're going to try to establish some sort of run game and then hit us with some play action. Adam Urena, the quarterback, Urena. Either way, I apologize. I don't know how to pronounce it, but he's a grad student. He's played 3 years for him already. He's got over 1,000 yards passing through 4 games already. That's pretty impressive. Like we mentioned, almost 300 yards a game, 6 TDs to 5 INTs. So he will put the ball in harm's way already, averaging a little over 1 pick a game. He'll extend plays, but he's not much of a threat to run. But that being said, we still got to maintain rush lanes. But he knows the offense in and out, right? Their running back room, they got talent. Brian Trobel, number 2, he's going to get the nod to start, 5'9", 190, so more of a bowling ball type build. Kind of reminds me of that running back that UND had a while back.
Otis, right? Isn't that who you're talking about?
Yeah.
Otis.
Zach's favorite running back.
Yeah. And Trobel averages about 6 yards, almost 7 yards a carry with 4 TDs so far. Can also catch the ball out of the backfield. And he's pretty tough and physical, obviously, with that stature. Against Montana State, he kind of made some things difficult for him at times in terms of just, putting his head down. He'll get totes, but the starter is Aaron Rodriguez, 5'10", 190, so maybe a little taller. But he hasn't produced quite as much. He's only averaging 2.4 yards a carry. Maybe that's because situationally he's getting spelled. Whereas Trobel comes in and he totes it and gets some more love, gets some more lanes. In terms of the receiving core, they got a transfer from New Hampshire, Dylan Evans. He goes 6'3", 195. So there's going to be length out there that Jaden's going to have to match up with, I think. And we'll see what AD does on the edge as well, along with Miles. And he scored a rushing touchdown as well. So they're looking at, getting the ball to him in different ways, similar to Lofton, what we do. And he's only a sophomore. So he's still kind of a baby in terms of collegiate competition. So hopefully we can introduce him to the Valley nicely. Rylan Davison, 5'10", 200. He has over 100 career receptions for him. And he's really doing well to start the year so far. 20 receptions, 254 yards, and 2 TDs. So not really getting to pay dirt as much as he probably would like, but putting up the yards. And then Joe Kerbacher has 12 receptions for 134 yards. Nice German last name like we see in the Midwest. He has over 1,000 yards receiving on a career and about 100 receptions. A lot of touchdowns, 9 touchdowns. Big production in 2023 when he had 14 yards per reception. Again, this is a transitional team, so a lot of the competition they've been playing so far has been subdivision, subpar opponents. Mercyhurst on the offensive line, very experienced. Eugene Avi is a junior, started every game at San Bernardino Valley College in 2024. My little brother used to play against them when he was at Riverside Community College.
That's a decent JUCO.
It is a decent JUCO. So they're going to have some talent. Joey Balgo, he goes and Eugene is 6'6", 390. So that's a big boy on the edge out there. Joey Balgo, what a name. He goes 5'10", 310. So definitely vertically challenged as far as offensive linemen go, but that probably bodes well for their 5'9" quarterback. He started every game last year, and he was preseason all NEC second team, so Northeastern Conference. Mercyhurst is coming from the Northeast, right? Scotty, do we know where they're located?
Erie, Pennsylvania. So
Erie,
kind of over that direction. Yep.
You said 5'10", 310?
Yeah.
I want Kobe Claiborne on that guy because, I mean, they're both short guys, but, like, Kobe is so fast, bro. There's no way. I would be like, hey, Kobe, I want you to sauce him every single play. And if you don't, we're taking you out.
That's an intriguing point, too, because Kobe lines up at a lot of different spots across our D-line, which is exciting. I always love to see when you got guys that you can bop around, put them on the edge. They can rush in situations, maybe with a 3-man front, in a true 4-man front. He can play inside. He can play outside. Pretty cool to see.
Has Kobe got any burn at 5?
I think he's played 5 in certain situations this year already. Maybe.
Bad eyes. I don't know.
I could be mixing
last year. Let's get him back out there.
Exactly. I mean, his quickness off the ball is something to watch. I really enjoy watching him. I didn't like watching any of the Jack's D linemen ever before Kobe got here. So.
Damn. Whoa. Damn, Brian. I think he's talking about you.
You leave it.
No, Stack just gave me heart palpitations all the time because I was like, oh, he's going to get a penalty now after that play, isn't he?
Oh, dude, y'all don't even know, man. I used to be punching people so much. Like, that was the one time I got.
Oh, we know.
Yeah, that was the one time I got caught, and everyone's mad. I'm like, I'm looking at my coach, like, Jimmy's like, what have you done? I'm looking at him like, bro, you know I do this all the time, gang. Like, don't act different because they threw a flag.
It was 3rd and long, and the ref was right next to you, and you punched the guy. It was so funny.
Yeah,
I'll never let you forget that. I will never let you forget.
And my parents weren't happy about that one. They actually came in that game.
Oh, man. Meanwhile, I was so athletically challenged. I used to just piss the guys off to get 15 yards against them. It was hilarious.
Guys playing mind games out there.
That's right. Like Rodman, baby. You got to when you're a fullback and you get 8 reps a game.
I mean, you know how it is. Like, if you're running the ball, like, you are a potential victim. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta victimize those guys. You deserve it. You have the ball.
Dude, I was like blocking way after the play against Iowa State one time, and I friggin' tripped probably over my own feet, and it looked like he pushed me, and I got a 15-yarder on him. I got up and played it off like he actually pushed me, and I just fell. I was trying to bury him.
I think I was at that game too, Kyle.
I bet, dude. That was a fun one. The Nets first start.
Throwback.
Yeah,
dude, that was a game. We also should have made it way closer than we did, but. Neither here nor there, reliving the past. But Blake Hogler goes 6'4", 325. So they got some beef. Played 6 games in 2024. And then Samuel Petros is starting as well. He's a senior. Not a whole lot of info on him. Cadavius Gary, what a name. Sounds like it came right from a Key and Peele skit.
That's
played
crazy.
For North Greenville D2 in 2024, so he's a transfer.
That's a good German name too.
That's
Davis, very German, German.
Yeah.
Defensively, they play a 3-4, so I'm gonna hope that we run right at it. Good size across the board. They're allowing 26 points per game so far, so not boding well for them. And then opponents are able to get off on the ground on them. 204 yards per game surrendered in that department. Through the air, it's been a lot tighter, though. 148.5 yards per game opponents are averaging. They're converting a lot on 3rd down, almost 50% of the time. 67% on 4th down opportunities. And they've only gotten 1 sack all year. So, be that as it may.
So that's tough to do out of 3. Is it that regular 3-4? Or is it that Iowa State 3-4 with 4 eyes? Because that one's virtually impossible.
We'll see. I haven't been able to get any vertical or tight film on them, tight shots on film. Which I got some things in the works that I'm going to work with Coach Jackson and the JFPA in the coming year that I'm excited to kind of share. It'll be fun about film. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned, man.
Stay tuned. Up front, James Royal is 6'3", 270. He's a grad transfer and or a graduate. And team captain number 6, Jonas King, is 6'5", 290. They're the two starters listed, and they've combined for just 7 stops. But really what they're doing is obviously just taking up bodies a lot with the 3-4 scheme. Their nose tackle is pretty much the key in any type of 3-4 situations because they got to be dual gap players. Colin Sherider, 6 foot 280. He only has 2 tackles. So again, they're mainly eating up bodies. But if they only have 2 tackles and 7 tackles, maybe they're hoping that their LBs are flying around making those plays and they're just there to eat up tackles. But they don't really have, I mean, that's 290 and 270. You can tell they're still a transitional team because that's an undersized 3-4 front, in my opinion. Edge rushers in the 3-4 are Southern Utah transfer, number 1, Tommy Fleischhood. I think that's probably a German name. We'll just go with it. Yeah.
Good luck, Tyler and Riggs. Holy cow.
Yeah, exactly. 6'2", 215, and Kyler Lang, 6'2", 245, Buffalo transfer. So they got some transfer blood in there. Kyler Lang, I'm curious if Jaden's played with him when they were at Buffalo. Fleischhood has 9 total tackles, 1 forced fumble, 1 TFL, but they've only got 1 fumble recovery on the year. So that would be the 1 forced fumble by Fleischhood, more than likely. So not really doing a ton to create and generate turnovers, which bodes well for the Jacks. And then Lang has 7 tackles and several QB hurries. They do have a key reserve with tons of tackles on that unit, Jaden Alos. He's a freshman, 6'2", 205, number 32. So check out him when he's on the field and see what he's doing. The inside linebackers are number 3, Travell Wright, 5'11", 235. So kind of a throwback in terms of size. And number 14, Jeff Level, 6'1", 220. Lavelle leads the team with 27 total tackles and has 1 TFL, with Wright notching 17 tackles and a pass breakup. Their secondary, they have done some things against their opponents because they're only generating 150 yards per game through the air. Adonis Marshall, what a name, 6 foot 170. He's had a big season so far with 12 tackles. And then opposite him is a Notre Dame D2 transfer, Jaden Hill, who had 7 tackles and a tackle for loss with several breakups. That's pretty much what I'm gonna give you in terms of running through. Don't want to read through too much more, but you guys get the whole gist of it. We're coming up against a roster that's still a transitional D2 roster with some transfers sprinkled in to kind of supplement it. There is a ton of talent up there in the Northeast, regardless of D2 talent. We've played teams from up in the Northeast quite a bit, right? Villanova's of the world and things like that. So what are we expecting in terms of style of play coming in from this squad?
I'm surprised that, like you said earlier, like the size of their 3-4 front, like usually like your 0 in a 3-4 has got to be like 3 bills at least, like, because he's potentially getting 3 hands on him every time. Like, hopefully, like you said, we would just run right at it, right? Because like where other squads, like when you and I runs that, right, like that 0 is usually a guy, so like you're gonna need to like get hands on him every play. Like if we don't need to, and we can just kind of, yeah, exactly. So like if we can just climb to the next level a little bit sooner, and like those and like we said, we sure up like our run lanes and we're pressing those runs, like, you know, the blocking's going to look a little bit different just because, like, the front's a little bit funky. But, like, we could see our run game kind of take off here. And, like, I feel like that's one thing that our offense kind of needs, like a game where we're really just comfortable just running the ball all day.
Isn't that what they say? Just run right at it, right? So everyone knows their assignments. Just take off, especially if there's a little bit more space. If they're running a 3-man front, you know, that might make it a little bit easier for those younger guys to read their blocks a little bit and then get to that second level and make a move. And then, I mean, as bendy, I guess, as Blair seems to be, he might be able to, you know, plant after getting to the second level and really get around some people if there's some room. So I think there's some opportunity there.
I just want to see us beat them at their own game. Time of possession, run the ball, run the damn ball. What I need someone on the sideline and the blind side, run the damn ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's do it.
Yeah,
absolutely. All right, gentlemen, we're getting up on time. Let's get into our players of the game. Who do we like on the offensive side of the ball to start?
Julius Lawford.
I'll
Short
with Corey
sweet.
Blair.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if we can get Graham Goring going. That'd be nice to really get him established as we got Ogrowski pretty much the number one. Not pretty much, he is the number one. We get Goring going again. We know he can be pretty good. I'm gonna call him to be the player of the game.
Nice. Yeah, I don't love tight ends in the 3-4 against 3-4 schemes in terms of second level defenders hanging around. I would love to pick a tight end this week, but I'm going to also go with Corey Blair. I think we're going to see a number 2 emerge. I could pick Basinger here too, but again, I want to put my money where my mouth is. What I've started to see from him, I like. So we're going to go with him. Juice could be a great pick too. We'll see what Chase does through the air. Is he a guy that steps up and produces over 150 through the air in contrast with what Mercyhurst has done to opponents so far? It'll be interesting to see. Gentlemen, who do we like on the defensive side of the ball? We'll start it off with Stack.
Give my man Logan Green. Biggest mismatch we have. I know he's going to take advantage of it. So I'm going Logan Green.
Who you got, Brian?
Dante Johnson.
Ooh, okay.
And here's the thing too, Dante, if you're listening to this, I know you've seen the guys last year, Reeder, Tucker, Juice sometimes whenever, but can we smack the shit out somebody, please? I think that's what we're missing on the defense side of the ball is just a safety that doesn't care about their body. It's okay. We all got CTE, and we're all going to have it at the end of the road. So let's just put the mouthpiece in, strap it up a little bit, and smack some shit. I want to see it.
Reeder was definitely that guy, man. Like, because when we saw him play against UNT, obviously there were not a lot of bright spots, but that fool was flying around just like he normally does. Good grief.
Indiana State, Reeder's junior year.
Yeah.
He puts the kid to sleep.
Yeah. Nasty.
Stumble off the field. UND, Reeder, 2022. I want to see it.
Yeah. Leave your body on the line, gentlemen. Scotty, who do you got?
Jaden Oliver. I think they're going to try to put it in the air a little bit more. If he's sticking to his man like he should be, he's got all the talent to do it. 2 interceptions.
Oh,
he's calling.
Scotty's cooking again. I like it. He's got a little extra incentive if he played with that other Buffalo transfer and played, and now go up against a former friend. So we'll see. I'm going to go with the man who sets the defense, gets it all going, Joe Ullman. Can he notch a 4 for 4? Get that NIL love from Wendy's that replaced the Hardys. Shout out to Dan. Hopefully he can make it happen on Saturday. So I'm going Joe Ullman. Gentlemen, our favorite side of the ball to talk about, special teams. Who do we like?
Whatever kicker makes it the most.
Amen.
You'll be my favorite, buddy. Whichever one of you decides to do it.
And hopefully it's all extra points.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you got, Brian?
Unanimous.
Whichever kicker bangs it through the upright. I like it. Also, I don't ever want to see Max touch the field this week. Not once.
For sure.
I want him warming up only. Let's go. No punting. This is a no punt zone. All right. So that's what we got for offense, defense, and special teams. Moving into predictions. Men, what do we like on Saturday? We'll start it off with Brian.
40-10. And that's a generous 10. That's a generous 10. 40-3 would be really cool. 40-0 would actually be even cooler. So whatever you guys are feeling.
I don't want to be that guy, and I don't want to be like a sort of pessimist. But like, if I actually genuinely had to bet my life on it, like gun in my head, I'd say like 28-7.
Scotty, what do you like?
I was thinking 34-6.
I like it. Okay. I'm going to go 31-10. The boys return to their 10 points maximum standard that has been set for several years now in our national title runs. And I'd love to see us cross that 40-point threshold, but I think coming off a bye week, we're going to have to work some things out. I hope I'm wrong on that front, but I think to be practical in our expectations here, going from 15 to 20% in third down conversions, we're going to jump up to probably 50 to 60, hopefully this game. But we'll see. We got to execute, got to get it done. I'm going 31-10. Gentlemen, say it.
Go ahead, Ron. The no shutout thing, if it happens, awesome. Yep. But some people don't realize how hard that shit actually is.
Yep.
And that's hard. You got to execute every play.
I think Ron is a Montana State fan, so hence the comment.
Is he really?
That score was 17.
17?
Yeah.
Ron, I think you need to worry about something else.
Yeah, they got shut out in the second half.
Dang.
Shout out, Rod. Love you too, man. Love you too.
Yeah, that's insane. 17 on Mercyhurst.
Ron is
watching us.
Hey, at the same time, just to keep it all in perspective too, if we do what we're supposed to do and we get the young guys in there too, let's be real. That Brian's senior year probably should have had 6 shutouts that year, but we got some young blood, some run, and it happens. Some guys blow assignments. That's the nature of college football, or certain things happen late. So we'll see. Shutout will be lovely. Let's go ahead and wish it into existence, or do what all the spiritual narcissists on Instagram say: manifest it, manifest it.
Man, I almost said something about it. Got us all canceled,
but we do have an X Factor we'd like to introduce to y'all, Jackrabbit Nation, on the pod for the first time. That is a little X Factor for the squad here. Brian, you want to bring it out?
Buddy's asleep. Hold on. Come on, dude. You got to wake up. Come on, man.
There he is.
Dad, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen,
there we go.
Jax. Newest addition to the Players Pod here. We're gonna groom him right.
Let's go.
There you go.
He's gonna be bred on a diet of bison meat.
Little coyotes, do you know?
A little coyote in there, a little coyote action. We love it. Well, thank you to everybody who tuned in for another edition of Friday Night Football. We love bumping our gums and visiting with you. Thank you for commenting on it. We really appreciate it. Thanks for the engagement. We will be back again next week to bring you more. Make sure you check out our Substack. Scott's bringing the goods. He's cooking up a lot of good stuff this year so far. Check that out. Check us out on Spotify, where we drop our pods, and you can catch the Level Up episodes with Zach Zenner, who's dropping tons of knowledge bombs on you guys and giving something to the people so they can live their lives more optimally. We appreciate it. Shout out to our sponsor again, the Wild Hair Brookings, South Dakota. Go check them out and make sure you support them if you're not able to get into the games. And without further ado, go big, go blue, go Jax.
Go Jax.